Jihaad Campbell is the best linebacker in the 2025 NFL draft class, and I'm here to show you why. To All Pro Football Data. My name is Jim Cobern, and today's episode we're talking about Alabama linebacker Jihaad Campbell. And let me tell you guys something. It is very easy for me to say that Campbell is the best linebacker in this particular draft class, and I'm here to show you why with analytics. We're going to take a look at his data from his production to his athleticism, his age and competition, and even give you a metric comparison for him that I think would make Bill Belichick smile, which he doesn't normally do all the time. Well, he's smiling a lot more now than he does usually. But let's get to the video. Let's get to the data. Let's get to the juicy analytics with this guy, because he definitely is grandma analytics scouting at its finest. So first off, taking a look at his solo tackle, sack, and tackle for loss market share data. For Campbell, he had a 92 percentile in terms of solo tackle market share, 91 in terms of sack market share, and then 88 percentile in terms of tackle for loss market share. Taking a look at all of his data here, he hits all of the Pro Bowl and starter averages. He's 5 points away from the average score for a all-pro linebacker. It doesn't mean he can't become an all-pro linebacker. It's just that he's about 5 points away from the averages at the position. And this just goes to show that this guy's a beast. He hits every single number that you're looking for in terms of that potential all-pro, Pro Bowl kind of range for him, and could easily be a top 10 selection or even top 5 selection. I'm telling you guys, I understand people don't like to draft off-ball linebackers high. I get it. They don't always see the value in them, but this guy is a sideline-to-sideline linebacker who is incredibly productive, really young and everything else like that. But we're gonna get more into it, okay? Before I start kind of getting a final examination of him, let's get to his next part of his data profile, which is his interception, pass deflection, and forced fumble market share. I call this the playmaker market share data. Not the biggest playmaker overall in terms of like interceptions and pass deflections. He's not fancy in that way, but he does do well in terms of forced fumble data with a 76 percentile score right there. Again, doesn't meet the all-pro averages and the Pro Bowl averages, but does hit the starter averages and is within range of those possibilities as well. So not exactly producing like an all-pro player across the board, but definitely doing well enough to hit most of the metrics that you're looking for at the position for him. Then when we get to age and competition data, this is by far the most impressive thing about Campbell is his age and competition, because this essentially takes a look at, one, how old was he compared to other linebacker prospects in the data sets that I have. Two, how productive was he for his level of competition and level of the team that he was on? And then three, what is his overall pass score in terms of all of his production collective together and everything else, what it was. And Campbell was 99 percentile in terms of his age, 99 percentile in terms of his MSA rating, and 99 percentile in terms of his overall production as well, with his strength of schedule and strength of team numbers right there. This potentially could be a Hall of Fame linebacker, guys. It really is possible because of this, because he already is so productive. He was really productive. He was very young in terms of his production, and everything else is just pointing to potential prodigy here. So we talk about guys like Mozart or Stevie Wonder. I mean, whoever else you want to name. This is why age metrics matter, so you can identify these types of prospects and don't undervalue them. Because when you undervalue prospects like this, you get bit in the butt, guys. So definitely consider getting Jihaad Campbell in terms of his data here. Then we get to his athleticism traits. Really great numbers here as well. 89 percentile in terms of his explosive lower body strength score, 89 percentile in terms of his speed score. Flexibility-wise, didn't do flexibility testing. Most inside linebackers and sideline-to-sideline linebackers don't really do too hot in terms of flexibility. I'm just going to be honest with you. There's numerous ones who have just average flexibility and do well at the NFL level. So I'm not too concerned about that. He does hit all the Pro Bowl and starter averages in terms of explosion and speed. He's about a point to 2 points away. I would say a point to 3 points away in terms of his explosion and speed score data, in terms of all pro averages. But come on, guys, it's easy to say this is an elite level athlete at the position that he's at right now. And the sky's the limit for him. It really is, in terms of where you kind of take him. Next, we get to a metric comparison for Campbell. So this was the closest metric comparison I could find for him, and that was Gerard Mayow. Compared to Mayow, Campbell did well and did very similar in terms of his market share data, his additional market share data, age and competition data. Campbell was actually younger than Mayow was coming out of Tennessee. Athleticism wise, Mayow was a better overall athlete in terms of explosiveness and speed, but the flexibility testing as well for Mayo was pretty fantastic. We don't know what the flexibility testing is for Campbell yet, but despite all that, still great comparison for the two. And then the expected approximate value for both of these prospects was 99 percentile, which means that Campbell's profile and Mayow's profile are 99% better than every single linebacker prospect in my data set since the 1989 NFL draft class. So I say all that to say that Jihaad Campbell needs to be a top 10, I would even say top 5 selection in this particular draft class. I don't see the issue in it at all. I think when you look at his ability to be productive, he's extremely productive, very young, has the prodigy traits that you're looking for at the position. And I think if he goes to the right team and the right system defense, he could be extremely special. And even if he isn't special, which I doubt it, but even if he isn't special, he could still end up becoming at least a long-term starter at the next level. So with all that stuff out of the way, thank you guys so much for watching. Of course, my name is Jim Cobern. Check out my other work at patreon.com/jcoburn. Like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. If you haven't done so already, it helps the channel out tremendously when you do that, guys. Especially subscribing to the Patreon, because you get access to content that nobody else gets access to. I've been doing this work for over a decade now, and the work just keeps getting better and better and better and better. And I am excited to see what happens this year, because as the data gets more perfected, as the correlations get tighter and tighter and tighter, you're going to start seeing the fruits of the labor producing. And if you have a fantasy football team, if you have any ounce of love of football, you have to support this channel. You just do. It may not be how you evaluate NFL players. You might like to watch film. You might like to do all different kinds of things. But I'm telling you guys, where this channel is going, where this data is going, it is going to be epic. It really is. It is going to be epic. The more fine-tuned, the better that these correlations get and everything else like that. So again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Peace.